On tonight's CTV News, a police crackdown over boy races proved successful this weekend. Students compete in a culinary cook-off and a new artwork goes on display in the CBD. This is CTV News. I'm Grant Mangan. The Labour Party is criticising news that Sarah has spent close to $2 million on thousands of flights over the last 3 years.
The Canterbury Earthquake Recovery Authority is based in Christchurch, so why are its employees travelling to and from Wellington so much? That's the question being asked by Labour's EQC spokesman, Clayton Cosgrove. Sarah staff have clocked up nearly 7,300 flights over the last 3 years. That's at a cost to the taxpayer of $1.8 million. Mr Cosgrove says although Sarah officials need to travel to Wellington, he believes an average of 200 flights a month is excessive. Clayton Cosgrove is advising Earthquake Recovery Minister Jerry Brownlee to move staff to Christchurch permanently instead of flying bureaucrats back and forth. The minister has told the Christchurch press he's not overly concerned with the expenditure. He says the city's recovery required support from many other government agencies based in Wellington and that it would be far more expensive to move other departments to accommodate Mr Cosgrove. The news comes following the Prime Minister's rejection of Minister Brownlee's resignation over his security breach at Christchurch International Airport. The Minister took a back door, bypassing security despite strict regulations when jumping on a flight. He's currently under investigation by the Civil Aviation Authority.
Asset sales could be back on the council agenda when a review of the council's assets and subsidiaries is released next week.
Many councillors have already ruled out asset sales. However, the Finance Committee Chairman, Councillor Raf Manji, says all options need to be on the table. Early last year, the Christchurch City Council commissioned the Cameron Partners report to look into how the City Council can earn more cash from the assets it owns through Christchurch City Holdings Limited. This report is to assist in ensuring the delivery of the Council's long-term financial strategy. The report will outline a range of options to help the City Council pay for its share of the city's $40 billion rebuild. The release of the report comes following the release of the Kortamemwha report in May. That report highlighted an insurance shortfall of $534 million. This Cameron Partners report will suggest options on how the Council can reduce that debt. The full Cameron Partners report was due by the end of June, but has been delayed until this week. The report will include a financial review of the Council's assets and their ability to generate cash and capital, as well as looking at how best to structure Council-controlled organisations and Council-controlled trading organisations to meet the demands of the rebuild. A press opinion piece estimates the City Council could make as much as $1.4 billion if it sold its three largest assets, Christchurch International Airport, Orion and Littleton Port. Some councillors have previously mooted partly selling those companies to raise funds while still retaining a controlling interest. The report will be released Friday and it's bound to make headlines.
A police operation to crack down on boy races in Christchurch over the weekend proved successful.
34 police officers on the search for disorderly behaviour and excessive speeds, basically your typical boy races.
Over the weekend we had a number of checkpoints set up earlier in the evenings, and then also we had staff working at boy racer gatherings, apprehending them for any offences that we detected.
The Canterbury Road Policing team worked over the weekend on boy racers running riot, breaching alcohol bans and speeding well over the limit.
A couple of things of concern that happened over the weekend were some of the speeds that some of them were apprehended at. Travelling down the southern motorway, there was a couple of cars that were stopped doing in excess of 140 k's, and one vehicle was also caught on radar doing over 160, but it was unsafe to stop that vehicle. So yeah, that's pretty disappointing really at that time of night.
Before the Canterbury earthquakes hit, boy races plagued the streets of Christchurch, causing problems for the City Council. Numbers dropped off straight after the earthquakes, but now they're building up once more.
Well, the numbers are getting back up there again. Obviously the conditions of the road at the moment is slowing them down in some areas.
The boy races aren't only based in Christchurch. Police know of gatherings in Kaiapoi and Rolleston during the weekend's big event.
We also apprehended a number of drivers that were from sort of South Canterbury area, so they are travelling quite large distances to get here.
During the blitz, 7 cars were impounded. 3 of those were for burnouts. Another 156 drivers were issued with various infringements. 36 people were apprehended for breaching the liquor ban. These young people weren't behind the wheel, but passengers drinking can distract the driver and cause a crash. Another 36 drivers were ticketed for breaching their driver licence conditions. 2 drivers were over the alcohol breath limit, and another 2 people were arrested for causing willful damage to property. The weekend's operation was a special event, and police are hoping when they're not out in force, motorists will dob and buoy races breaking the rules.
Even if they can just record what they're doing by means of writing down registration numbers, or if they've got a cell phone and they can record it by video, and we'll certainly follow that up.
Based on the high amount of arrests over the weekend, this won't be the last time police crack down on buoy races. Marcus Gibbs, CTV News.
The Arts Centre has completed restoration work on their second building, the Old Boys High School Gymnasium.
Bringing arts back to the central city, Free Theatre Christchurch and the Arts Circus are moving into the Arts Centre. The newly strengthened building was open to the public for the first time over the weekend. Before the earthquakes, the Old Boys High Gymnasium building used to house the Academy Cinema. The building is part of the Arts Centre extensive 7-year, $290 million restoration program. After the strengthening and restoration work was completed, it's almost ready for the new tenants to move in. It's the first major arts tenancy for the Arts Centre. Chief Executive Andre Lovett says it reflects the focus on bringing arts back to the central city site. Work completed included strengthening the foundations and the roof and the construction of reinforced concrete shear walls. Bracing of roof light and general repair to the masonry was also completed. Arts Centre Chief Executive Andre Lovett says the restoration respects and highlights the original design and provides a range of uses for the tenants and communities. The Old Boys High Gymnasium has been leased out for the next 2 years.
Locals are backing Canterbury Special Olympians heading to Los Angeles.
Cycling their way to the Special Olympic World Summer Games. Dozens taking to stationary bikes in Christchurch's own Tour de Montreal.
How long have you been on the bike for now?
I've been on since 12 o'clock this afternoon.
And how are you feeling?
I feel good. Really, really good.
I've got a very sore bottom. Yeah, other than that, I'm not too bad.
Helping raise funds for these athletes to reach their dreams. Members of the community and Special Olympics team are cycling around the clock for 24 hours.
Oh, it's excellent to see it, and it's really good to get what Special Olympics is all about, and people enjoy the culture of Special Olympics, I think.
Craig Bennett's heading overseas with the basketball team, hoping to add to his already impressive medal haul. He's been playing the sport for 10 years.
And this one, that's the first one I got in the National Games, 2013 one. We came first in the games, that one. And this one's best East skills, so I'm going third.
Craig is one of 3 athletes from Special Olympics Canterbury, travelling to Los Angeles in 12 months. But it's at a cost, $10,000 to $15,000 each, which is why they're seeking the backing of the local community.
Oh, as the other boys have said, good cause. It's pretty hard out there to raise money for people these days, so big business like Ideal Electrical need to get behind these sorts of things, to support the community.
I wasn't able to escape without taking to a bike myself.
We're right at the start up there for stage 1 of the Tour de France. So you've only got 64 minutes to go and then you finish the stage.
I hadn't shown up in Lycra, so wasn't expecting to last long.
Okay, so I'm supposed to be going 16k and it's going to take me 64 minutes, but I'm gathering I'm going to go about half of that. I've been on here for about 2 minutes and I'm puffing already.
These athletes spent hours on the bikes at a time, but my fitness didn't compare to theirs.
I'm actually puffing already.
The athletes have 12 months of training before heading off to the Summer Games next July. Emma Cropper, CTV News.
I shall have to drag Emma down to the gym with me. Coming up, students cooked up a storm in a recent culinary challenge at CPIT.
Canterbury Live coming to you daily at 4:30. It's all about what's happening in your region, Canterbury, what's hot, what's not, and much more. Canterbury Live.
Yuck, look at all this moss and lichen. I'm not getting up there, not in these heels. Time to call Mossbuster.
Mossbuster is a no-bleach, non-abrasive, biodegradable solution that has over 35 years of proven results. You can buy Mossbuster online for less than half the cost of other well-known products and can be yours for less than $1 a litre. You just spray it on and let Mother Nature do the rest, or Mossbuster can do it for you. Check out our website or call the Mossbuster crew for a free quote. Mossbuster, 0800 88 1000.
Introducing My Freeview.
This fella doesn't just preserve your right to watch free digital TV. It fits your viewing around your life. Too busy putting out fires? Record at the touch of a button. Want to watch one channel and record another? You can. And if you need to nip away,
Hit pause, even a live show.
for a one-off payment, you can enjoy Freeview when it suits you, not someone else.
It's like having your own TV station at home without monthly fees or contracts. My Freeview. It's Kiwi for TV.
Do you wear an earpiece or earmuffs? Do you have trouble hearing people or the TV? Do you suffer from itchy ears? Then it's time to clear the ear. Their gentle microsuction technique is safe and efficient and performed by a fully qualified, trained, registered nurse. Call for an appointment or Clear the Ear can come to you. We also have swim, noise or aeroplane plugs. 0800 Ear Clean. We were in behind the Rose and Thistle but have now moved opposite St Andrews College, 304 Papanui Road.
Action Removals, offering short or long-term storage facilities, full packing services, comprehensive rates, all fully insured and with 6 vehicle sizes to choose from. Earthquake repairs? Action Removals pack, move, store and return your valuable possessions stress-free. Action Removals, a family business that has been operating in Christchurch for over 10 years. Action Removals, your one-stop removal service on time, every time. 0800 222 526.
G'day, this is Fletch, your presenter of the TV show Classic Restos. It's the show where it's your chance to see completed restorations being shown, driven and enjoyed.
A new temporary piece of artwork is being installed in the central city today.
A large yellow eel trapped, suspended from wooden arches. Artist Lonnie Hutchinson's latest piece was given a home today at the Commons on Kilmore Street. The Commons is a gap filler space used for transitional activity since the earthquakes on the former Crown Plaza site. This space was previously the home of Gap Filler's Pallet Pavilion. Gap Filler aims to temporarily activate vacant sites within Christchurch with creative projects for community benefit to make for a more interesting, dynamic and vibrant city. The piece, entitled I Like Your Form, is a new temporary artwork to be officially launched by the Christchurch group Festa tomorrow. The large eel trap is hanging off another artistic structure, the Arcades project. This Festa creation is 10 arches, 6.3 metres high, installed in 2013. The piece is aimed to provide a grand space for more temporary projects in the central city. The artwork is to fill the space until the next gap filler project begins in summer. The opening ceremony and blessing will be held on the 29th of July.
Some of the region's top student chefs spent the afternoon battling for a place in the National Secondary Schools Culinary Challenge. Marcus Gibbs received a taste of their cooking.
The competition is heating up. 50 schools around the country competing for a chance to take out the top prize of a national cooking competition. Hillmorton, Burnside and Mackenzie College are each vying for Canterbury's regional title. The top school will then head to Auckland for the Nationals in September.
It's all about a realism of trying to become a chef in the future.
This competition is all about keeping calm under pressure, and the teams have a simple game plan.
Keep everything tidy, work fast, finish on time.
It's not just being able to serve and taste and muck around all day long. It's all about trying to get it up so the customer's happy.
They've spent more than a month preparing for the competition, which will provide them with great experience of what it's like to work in one of the country's top restaurants.
So you might not be the absolute best, but you might be really great and then have to work as a team and put in the hours of practice and all those great things.
The students have an hour and a half to prepare a main and an entree. They must include 5 different vegetables, including a leek and a potato. The main has to be a chicken breast dish.
We're doing a leek and kumara
camera kilo.
Since the leek is the main ingredient, we're going to actually cold feed a leek and use the oil for everything, for wild cooking, for meat as well, and for the chicken.
Fast forward an hour, and the pressure of the competition is taking its toll on these young chefs. The teams are flat out, the clock is ticking.
How are you coping under the pressure at the moment? Good, yeah. Just have to speed up a little.
As the dishes start to form, one team is clearly ahead of the rest. These workspaces look as though a flour bomb has gone off, whereas these two are working in a very clean and tidy space. The Burnside chefs seem quite relaxed, while it's obvious the other two teams are feeling the heat. Burnside School is the first to deliver the entrees, and with seconds on the clock they race to get their mains onto the judges' table.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, that's time!
Delivering their culinary creation seconds after the deadline, they've lost points, but the other two teams are losing more by the minute. Their dishes are still not on the table. After seeing the skills of the Burnside students in action in the kitchen and after tasting their food, it didn't take the judges long to find a winning team.
What do you think?
Very nice. Yeah, nicely cooked. Good seasoning. Nice and tender, got a lot of flavour.
Their dish certainly had that kind of restaurant kind of flair about it. Some really great techniques from braising. They did a trio, so you could see different techniques that they were showing in their dish.
The Burnside team is wrapped with their success. They're putting their natural cooking ability down to good genetics.
My dad does cooking, so I think I got that from him. Yeah, same. Yeah.
They'll now battle it out in the Auckland finals in September. No matter the result, these girls are keen to follow their dream to become one of the country's top chefs. Marcus Gibbs, CTV News.
And we will let you know how they get along. Well, still to come, the sport, traffic and weather updates.
Be immersed in the unique cultural highlights Germany has to offer every Tuesday night with Discover Germany. Tuesday at 7 p.m, right here on CTV.
Get rid of that damaging and unsightly moss, mould and lichen from your path, drive or roof with Mossbuster. Mossbuster is a no-bleach, non-abrasive, biodegradable solution that has over 35 years of proven results. Mossbuster costs less than half the price of other well-known products and can be yours for less than $1 a litre. You just spray it on and let Mother Nature do the rest. Check out our website to find the best solution to your moss, mould and grime problem. Order online or call us now on 0800 88 1000.
Blue Star Taxis has been servicing the Canterbury region for over 80 years. Canterbury owned and operated with the passion for providing safe, reliable public transport in Christchurch to Cantabrians and visitors to our city. Home safe every time with Blue Star Taxis.
Hi, I'm Caitlin, the naturopath here at Staywell Pharmacy. Working with the pharmacist, I use herbal and nutritional medicine to recommend natural alternatives for your health. This can be to counteract any side effects of your medication, general health advice, or natural options for you and your family. I'm also available for consultations. So come in and see us at Staywell Pharmacy, 27 Shands Road, Hornby. Staywell Pharmacy, live well, stay well.
Drive It showcases the new arrivals to the motoring world, comparing and testing the latest models to discover which one is the best. Drive It, Sunday afternoons at 2:30, only on CTV.
Here's Gordon with a review of the weekend sporting action.
Saturday night's Super Rugby semi-final between the Crusaders and Sharks was all one-way traffic as the Crusaders marched on to secure a spot in this weekend's final. After getting 3 points on the board after just 2 minutes, the Crusaders didn't wait long to notch their first try of the night through captain Kieran Reid in the 16th minute. Leading 16-6 at half-time, It was all the Crusaders in the second half as they did what the Sharks failed to do and took advantage of any opportunity that they were given. Some ingenious work from Andy Ellis and Dan Carter put Nemani Nadolo in for his 11th try of the season early in the second period, before further tries to Willie Hines, Johnny McNichol and Matt Todd cemented the dominant performance shown over the South Africans, as the final scoreline read the Crusaders 38, the Sharks 6. The Crusaders will have to get the job done on the road now after the Waratahs defeated the Brumbies in the second semi-final, which will see the New South Wales club host the weekend's grand final. This year's Hawkins Trophy finalists have been found, with Sydenham and High School Old Boys causing respective upsets. Sydenham were helped out by a fine performance from departing Crusaders Tyler Blindale, as they got a 17-5 win over last year's champions New Brighton. They will meet High School Old Boys in this weekend's final after Old Boys turned the form guide on its head to defeat this season's Hawkins Cup winners Lincoln University 26-11. Meanwhile, in the Press Cup competition, things heated up over the weekend with just 2 rounds now remaining before the competition's semi-finals. Christchurch Boys High continued their perfect run with a 41-17 win over St Andrews, while Nelson College, Marlborough and St Bede's all had wins to remain well poised to make the top 4. Cashmere Technical remain on track in their bid to defend their Chatham Cup title after travelling south to defeat Dunedin Technical 3-0. All 3 goals came in the second half of the match at Caledonian Ground in Dunedin, with all-white Aaron Clapham opening the scoring in the 65th minute. Cashmere now advance to the semi-finals, where they could meet any of the other 3 remaining clubs: Onehunga Sports, Napier City Rovers and Central United. The draw will take place early next week, with the semi-finals set to take place on the 16th and 17th of August. To rugby league now, where the Hallswell Hornets pinched victory in the final play of the game to defeat the Celebration Lions in their major semi-final at Crosby Park. The 20-18 win means that the Hornets advance to the competition final, while the Celebration Lions will get a second chance to join them when they take on Linwood in the preliminary final after they defeated Riccarton 24-22 in their elimination semi-final. And finally tonight, local girl Sophie Pascoe ended the Kiwis' drought in the pool at the Commonwealth Games this morning after grabbing gold in her 100-metre breaststroke final. The 21-year-old's time was just shy of her personal best and was the first gold for New Zealand in the pool at Glasgow. You're up to date with the latest in local sport. I'm Gordon Finlater for CTV Sport.
If you're driving around the Christchurch central city, CTV's traffic update will assist you navigating the repairs taking place.
Hello travellers, to help you plan your journey around the central city, here's some tips on how to get around this week. There are a couple of main hotspots to watch out for. Madras Street is still down to 1 lane from Armour Street to Bearley Ave. This will be particularly busy during peak times. Barbados Street is down to 1 lane from Bearley Ave to Kilmore Street. And if you are travelling north or south, we recommend the use of Fitzgerald Ave. To keep up to date on what's happening on the Central City roads, stay tuned to CTV News First at 5, and in the meantime, visit the Transport for Christchurch website.
And remember that traffic update screen on CTV daily at 7, 8, 9, and then again at 12 midday. The website also contains information about roadworks and closures outside the CBD. Well, it's a new week, so that means new weather music. You may recall it. We invite our viewers to suggest music that we should play under our weather. This is the title track from the Sigaros album Voltari. Here is your regional weather.
Kia ora Canterbury, here's the weather for your Monday. Starting off in Timaru 12 and Temuka and Geraldine 13. In mid-Canterbury, Methven, Ashburton and also Rakaia there 12 degrees. Darfield hit 12 today. Leeston and Ralston slightly warmer on 13. Lincoln and the Garden City, Christchurch hit 13. Over in Akaroa, 12 degrees. And in the Waimakiriri district, Rangiora and Kaipoi 13, as well as Amberley there, 13 today. The Hurunui district had the high of the region, with Culverden, Hanna Springs and Cheviot hitting 14, and up the very top in Kaikoura 13. And let's take a look at what's in store for tomorrow. In Timaru, fine with high cloud thickening during the day, as well as moderate northeasterly winds, hitting an overnight low of 3 and a high of 14 degrees. In Ashburton, a fine Tuesday in store, with high cloud developing and northeasterly breezes, an overnight low of 0 and a high of 14 degrees. And in the Garden City, Christchurch, a light northeasterly is expected, as well as some light cloud, hitting an overnight low of 3, but tomorrow's high will be 13 during the day, so you have some pleasant temperatures in store. In Kaikoura, fine with high cloud creeping in during the day and moderate northeasterly winds, an overnight low of 3 and a high of 14. And in other areas around the region, Temuka and Geraldine can expect some cloud with a high of 15. Methven and Rakaia hitting a high of 14 with some cloud. Darfield, Leeston, Ralston and Lincoln can expect some cloudy skies in store with a high of 14. Over in Akaroa, a low of 3 and a high of 14. Rangiora, Kaipoi and Amberley, cloudy with an overnight low of 2 and a high of 14. Culverden, Hanna Springs and Cheviot, -1 overnight with a high of 14 degrees. Looking ahead for Canterbury, northeasterlies at first on Wednesday, but becoming warmer during the day, with northwesterlies freshening later and high cloud thickening. A period of strong winds is expected at night. Mostly fine on Thursday with sunny periods and high cloud. Strong northwesterlies at first, then dying out. Expect the winds will become strong again on Thursday night though. Strong gusty northwesterlies on Friday. Expect fine weather with high cloud. Mild gusty northwesterlies for much of Saturday, but a cold southwesterly change late in the day will bring low cloud and showers. Cloudy and very cold on Sunday with wintry showers. Snow flurries possible to low levels, as well as moderate southwesterly winds. That's tonight's weather. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
That's CTV News for Monday. I'm Grant Mangan. Good night.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.